a bit of a cinnamon roll addict, right? I already have 2 versions on my blog, but I didn't have the classic version. And because it's me, I'm making it my way. I'm adding protein and sourdough to it. Why those two? Because they work in perfect harmony. The sourdough tenderizes, moisturizes dough and adds a lot of flavor, while the protein adds nutrition and replaces part of the flour and part of the sugar too. And so you get with these rolls, soft and fluffy rolls with perfectly caramelized bottoms, but 16 grams of protein, and due to the sourdough, they work with your schedule and they taste amazing. So, what do you say? Shall we make them? The recipe link is as usual in the notes. Add your salt to your flour, give it a quick stir, then add Greek yogurt, sour cream, protein powder, egg, liquid butter and the milk into your blender. Blend until smooth, then add the sourdough and just give it a quick stir. And all of that goodness with protein to your flour and just stir it until you have a shaggy dough. Now allow that to stand for about half an hour before you start with the stretch and fold. For that, use wet hands because the dough is sticky. Pull it up, fold it over itself, turn the bowl by 90 degrees and repeat. Do this every 30 minutes roughly until you have a relatively smooth dough. Now we are training that dough to go into a rectangular shape by putting it in a rectangular box. This is for the bulk fermentation. Now we can mix the cinnamon sugar with a bit of flour so the butter won't run out of the rolls when they are proofing. And with the butter of course, and then prepare the frosting if you like with butter, vanilla and light cream cheese. I'm adding protein powder, a bit of icing sugar and a tiny bit of milk so it gets really creamy. When your dough has proven and is nice and bubbly, you want to turn it out onto a lightly floured surface. Push it out with your hands into a square shape and then roll it until it reaches about 12 by 12 inch, 30 by 30 centimeters, and then sprinkle over your cinnamon sugar. And you roll it up really tightly and then close the seam by pinching it really tightly into each other so it stays closed. Now you mark with your knife how big you want your cinnamon rolls to be. They will be about 4 centimeters, 1.5 inches, and I'm using dental floss to get these really nice, evenly shaped cinnamon rolls, which I put in a square pan, and the smallest one should go in the center and the bigger ones in the corners because they will bake slower. Now I put that in a bag that I inflate a little with a bit of air, and when they're risen perfectly, you can bake them for about 20 to 30 minutes at 175, 350, and then after 10 minutes you can frost them. And there are your protein sourdough cinnamon rolls. And they are really lovely and soft with lots of caramel at the bottom.